Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes here and answer a question that comes up all the time. Probably at least once a week I get calls from potential clients that reach out to me or current clients and they say, hey Jeff, I got a phone call from a detective. What should I do? Should I call him back? What exactly should I say? Well, in this video, I want to explain the real reason why the detective would call someone, why they would potentially call you, and why they would want to meet up with you. And it's not exactly what you might think it is. So, and it'll profoundly affect whether or not someone will end up either being arrested or charged with a crime. Now, a lot of people say, well, what if I didn't do anything wrong? What if the only reason why this detective's calling me is because someone else is lying on me and they're trying to get me in trouble? We'll talk about all of those things, and if you stick around until the end of the video, I will give you a free resource, what to do if you have been charged with a crime in Texas. And don't forget, listen, if you like this content and you like the value you receive from it in terms of knowledge of criminal law and what your options may be, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel right below here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great content in the future. All right, now let's jump right into it. It happens all the time. Hundreds of people in the state of Texas right now are likely getting phone calls from a detective wanting them to come down and talk to them to possibly investigate a crime. Now, by the way, if your situation is out of Tarrant County or the Dallas County area and you would like to have a free case analysis and help us walk you through that process, don't hesitate to call us at 817-877-5200. Don't hesitate to call the Hampton Law Firm at 817-877-5200. If not, let's discuss what options there might be. I'm going to use this as an example. I had a client that called me not that long ago. It was actually a potential client. And he was literally on the doorstep about to walk in to meet with a detective. And he said, Jeff, look, I got this phone call from a detective. I didn't do anything wrong. What if I just go in and I'll just tell him the truth about what happened? I mean, if the truth's on my side, I've got nothing to lose. I'll be okay, right? Immediately, I told him, I said, hold on. Don't just walk in there and do this. I said, if you do that, you need to be aware of the risk that you're taking if you go in there. See, it's very important to understand that the detective is only calling someone. He would have been calling my client for one of two reasons. Number one, he either already has enough evidence to be able to establish a probable cause warrant for my client's arrest, but all he wants to do is wrap up the case and put a bow on it by having my client come in and be confronted with certain information that he tries to make my client look guilty, right? That's one way that he's doing it. Or the second reason he might be doing it is because he doesn't have any evidence at all and he's fishing and he wants to try to get my client to come in and sit down and try to admit to certain facts that will help him piece together a possible probable cause affidavit for a warning. For a probable cause affidavit for an arrest warrant. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, here's what detectives say sometimes, all right? Here's what they'll say. Hey, buddy, listen, I just wanted to touch base with you and see, I got one side of the story already, but I didn't get the other side. I didn't get your side. Why don't we just get together, just sit down, tell me what happened, and I'll tell you what, we'll just move on with our lives. Now, I'm so glad that my client didn't go do this, because if he had done that, he would have been in for a rude awakening, because that's not at all what the detective would have done. The detective would never have allowed my client to just come in and give his side of the story. Instead, detectives are trained to subject people to an interrogation. So what do we mean by that? Well, you go in there and you expect to tell your side of the story. My client would have never been able to do so. The detective would have cut him off, started presenting him with certain information to see what his reaction would have been, and he's trained to interrogate any potential witness to try to make, the detective's trying to make his theory of the case look more credible. Now, and I explained to my client, I said, so you're innocent. Imagine going in there and trying to explain innocent facts. Imagine trying to say, okay, I'm innocent. Here's what happened. But the detective could easily try to either misunderstand or misconstrue or misapply what my client said, and now it's written down to make it look like he admitted to something. And at the end of the day, who is a judge, a jury, or a prosecutor going to believe? A detective, or is he going to believe what my client says? I mean, that's an easy answer to that question. So it's important to remember that everything that you say to the detective will be used against you. Everything. And I told my client that. Be aware of that. It's so very important. The detective is looking to find anything that he can to put together a finger that he can point at someone for an arrest. So at the end of the day, I told you guys that I promised you if you waited around to the end of this video, I would give you that free ebook, that free resource, what to do if you've been arrested or charged with a crime in Texas. So I want to encourage you to do this right away. Click on the link below here. Click on this link below and follow the prompts given. It will be sent directly to your email. And don't forget, if you are in need of a free case analysis for your case, don't hesitate to contact the Hampton Law Firm at 817-877-5200. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well for more great content in the future. Hope you have a great rest of your day.